Hello, my name is Sarah Harper, and this is a video I made about monotremes, a primitive group of mammals that are unlike any other on the planet. Mammals are one of the most widespread and diverse classes of animal in the world. They are characterized from other groups by their possession of fur, their ability to lactate, and their tendency to give birth to live young. That last trait, as you may already know, does have an exception. Actually, it has two exceptions. Order Monotremata contains two mammalian outliers, the platypus and the echidna. Monotremes are an ancient order that split off from other mammals early in their evolution, an estimated 200 million years ago. This divergence is supported by their reptilian-like reproductive methods, which include egg-laying and the possession of a cloaca. I'll go into more detail about these after I provide a little bit of background on platypuses and echidnas. Found only in Australia, the platypus is a mostly aquatic creature that inhabits small burrows on the shores of permanent waterbeds like lakes and rivers. It feeds on insects and any other aquatic invertebrates it can find underwater. Like any mammal, the platypus cannot breathe underwater, so it shuts its eyes and nose while swimming below the surface. In order to locate food, electroreceptors in their beaks sense nearby organisms by the tiny electric fields they generate. This is similar to the way that sharks and eels hunt for prey in the ocean. Male platypuses also have a venomous spine on their back feet with enough poison to kill a dog. Like the platypus, the echidna is only found in Australia and nearby New Guinea, making monotremes strictly located in the Australian zoogeographic zone. Echidnas are terrestrial creatures that feed on insects and are armed with the best hunting tools a bug eater could ask for: large claws and a long, sticky tongue. Similar to an anteater, echidnas can rip apart wood and earth to allow their sticky tongues to slurp up any insect they can reach. When threatened, echidnas can curl up like a hedgehog with their formidable spines facing outward, as shown in the picture here. With introductions out of the way, let's start to discuss the ways in which these monotremes are different from other mammals. The most obvious difference? Monotremes do not give birth to live young. Instead, they lay eggs. After only a couple weeks of gestation, monotremes typically give birth to a single, soft, leathery egg. Platypuses lay their eggs in burrows, while echidnas have a small pouch, similar to that of a marsupial, in which the egg incubates. Another couple weeks later, the baby monotremes emerge, and they are tiny and underdeveloped. Here on the left, we see a baby echidna hatching from its egg, and on the right, a mother platypus and her two young. From the photos alone, it is obvious that the babies are extremely underdeveloped. Neither one even has functioning eyes. Offspring that are born severely underdeveloped like these are referred to as altricial young. The most well-known example would be the kangaroo baby. On the other end of the spectrum, you have precocial young, which are born almost completely developed and can sustain themselves almost immediately. Horses are a great example. We humans are somewhere in the middle, as babies are well developed but are largely helpless. Rewind from the result of monotreme reproduction, and you find that the entire reproductive system of monotremes is unlike that of most mammals we know. Monotremes do not have a placenta, the organ that connects a baby to its mother and allows them to share oxygen and nutrients. Instead, monotremes have a yolk, like one you'd find in a bird or reptile egg, which contains all the necessary nutrients a growing fetus needs. The only other mammals that have this same primitive strategy are the marsupials. This gestation strategy means that both monotremes and marsupials spend more energy lactating and nursing their young once they're born, allowing for a shorter pregnancy but resulting in less developed young. Placental mammals simply invest more energy into a long pregnancy that produces a more advanced newborn, who then requires a shorter lactation period. The reproductive tract of a monotreme includes a particular feature from which the name monotreme is derived. Mono means one, and treme means whole. As literal as it is, monotremes have a singular cavity from which both excretory and genital products are expelled. This formation is called a cloaca. No other mammals have this characteristic, but birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish also share this trait. It's characteristics like these that make monotremes some of the most fascinating animals on the planet. They're mammals, but share traits with more ancient species like reptiles and birds. Some go so far to say that monotremes are living transitional fossils, giving insight into some of the evolutionary transitions that allowed mammals to arise from reptilian ancestors. Hopefully this video sparked some interest and curiosity in monotremes. There are so many more weird facts about monotremes that I was unable to cover in this short video. Here I've included a link to an excellent documentary on the platypus that also features the echidna. Hearing about them is one thing, but seeing how they live adds a whole other level of cool. I highly recommend taking a look. Thanks for checking out this video, and I really hope you learned something.